I'm Prairie Vintage. My name's Linda. I'm an energy intuitive reader here on YouTube. I use spirits, my intuition, the tarot to communicate energies to you guys. Amazing viewers. If you guys are new to this channel, welcome. I'm so glad you found me. I'm so blessed to be here. And for those of you guys returning, I'm so grateful to do your reading yet again today. Today's reading, we're looking at the person on your mind. So this could be anyone at all. And we'll look at how they're showing up energetically here in the 3D world, okay, objectively. So it should resonate with how you're seeing this person, although you could be seeing them from your own skewed perspective. So this is to give you an objective look as to how this person is coming out or engaged in the world, okay, removing your own filter of perception. And then we'll take a look at how this person wants to engage in the world, okay, so how they want to be. And for whatever reason, maybe they have all sorts of restrictions or limitations that are placed upon them for whatever reason that is preventing this person from engaging in a way that they want to, okay, with their own free will and conscious choice. So, beautiful angels, this reading, you'll have to definitely use your own intuition because I'm not going to be reading it from your perspective, meaning it might be something that is a little different from how you're currently engaged and seeing this person. Okay, so this is for my more highly intuitive people. We only have 3 options today, so this isn't going to be for every person here. And if this isn't your reading, that's fine. You can go check out another reading. Okay, and let's take a look at the decks that we'll be using for this reading. And for the tarot, we'll be using the movie tarot. All right, so let's get into a quick disclaimer. If you're new to this channel or new to tarot, tarot is not predicting the future. It's not dictating anything set in stone. Okay, this is reflecting back to you a state of consciousness that is either going to resonate or not resonate with whatever's going on in your world. If our intuition is all screwy, then we might not be using our intuition properly. Okay, and so if the reading doesn't resonate, it's not your reading. Try to develop your intuition. Potentially, I'm not your reader. Potentially, this isn't your reading. I don't know. There's many reasons. Okay, so I do feel if you click on this video, there's a reason why. And all my readings are timeless. So that means whenever you click on the video, the messaging was meant to find you. Okay, so at whatever stage, phase that you are going through, whatever it is you're going through. Okay, but don't force anything to fit. And sometimes the reading comes completely reversed, meaning it's going to sound a lot like your own energy and not the person that you came here about. Okay, so this could be coming through as the divine trying to reflect something back to you from your own subconscious. It could be your high self pulling through. All right, and if that's the case, sometimes you can have multiple piles. One is your own energy, and one could certainly be the person on your mind that you're dealing with. Okay, only you know. And oftentimes all 3 piles could be completely connected to the same connection, and one could be past energy, future energy, and present energy. Okay, so it's up to you to use your own intuition, but don't limit anything, don't box anything in, don't expect to see anything because you'll miss 99% of what's being conveyed or communicated to you. Sometimes Spirit comes through and hijacks the whole reading and comes through with a complete different message. And the reason Spirit's coming through with a complete different message is because Spirit knows you're going to go click and do what you do based on the description of this reading. So I will commit to putting the description of this reading about the person on your mind and how it is that they're objectively showing up and how they want to show up. But if the messaging comes through different, then it was meant to come through different. I'm not going to go and change the title of the description, and it's not clickbait, okay? You could be here, not be here. I don't really care so much as to deliver whatever it is I'm seeing. And sometimes I have no idea what it is that the messaging is coming through, and that's for you to sort through. Okay, I just commit to delivering what I feel, see, and as it comes through without my own sort of perception or filtration of anything other than being a channel to communicate what's pulling through. Okay, so beautiful angels, that's the description or the disclaimer here. And let's get through what the three options are. So for option number one, we have this little sparkly bird with the blue feathers. Little sequin. Option number two, we have this iridescent snowflake. And option number three, we have this lime green marker with a pom-pom on the end. It's little kitties on it. A little aerobic kitty. A little headband. All right, so sit with these three very different energies. If you're drawn to multiple piles or options, like I said, it could be an overlap of energy. You, the person you came here about, and I was going to say slice. Don't ask. Passing, present, future energy of the same connection, or potentially someone else pulling through here with a different message, okay? But if you're drawn to multiple, there's a reason. Go with your intuition, okay? Don't force anything, and I will see you at your pick. Hello, gorgeous angels. Pile number one. You guys picked the sparkly birdie here. And we're looking at the person you came here about, the person on your mind, and how it is that this person's objectively showing up in the world, okay, in this connection. And so because it's objective, it's not going to be coming through your own perception. And so it might be a little different than how you're seeing them, but it's getting the objective truth in regards to how they're showing up. And then we'll look at through this how it is that they're wanting to show up. Okay, if they could be anything, using their own free will and conscious choice, how it is that they want to be engaged in the world. This could come through as your own energy, okay? So crisscross it if you must, but don't force anything to fit here. And so let's take a look at these oracle cards first, shall we? You can go click straight away on the channeled message because this might take some time, but if you're developing your intuition, I do ask that you sit through the card layout. That's the best way for you to tap into your intuition to know whether this is your pile or not, okay? So we have monkey, bring in more playfulness. Getting magician energy from that, Virgo and Gemini. We have Venus, oh my goodness, 29, or the number 11. So Venus is the planet of love, is certainly the planet of beauty. Venus is ruling planet for Taurus and Libra. So we'll take a look in the book for what this is in more primitive state and then the more evolving state here. Chiron and Uranus, number 56, or the number 11. So look, we have 1111 here. 1111 is a very spiritual number, okay? Sometimes it could signify a twin flame journey. So this could be confirmation if you're here about your person on a twin flame journey, okay? It doesn't have to be the label so much. But 11 is about synchronicities. It's about the encouragement to keep going. So Chiron is the wounded healer, okay? So somebody who has done a lot of healing or has gone through a challenge and is now offering sort of a healing energy. Uranus is the great awakener. That is Aquarius energy. And so it is sometimes looked as out of the box sort of energy. It could be spontaneous, abrupt, sudden energy such as Tower, or even judgment energy, okay? We have against nature, number 55. So 55 is a master number. And that is change is the only constant in divinely orchestrated change. So we're seeing the big old shadow. And this is a square. And so a square could be, it's an old term called for someone who might be quite boring, okay, or square. It's definitely the opposite of this Uranus energy, Aquarius energy, because it's predictable. Okay, but here we see the shadow, and against nature could be like resisting or fighting our urge to be something different. So we have glass and number 30. So that's the number 3 about growth, relationships, the initial success. Also Empress energy, which could tie back to this Venus energy. Okay, because Empress is ruled by Venus. So we see the glass here, and everything is sort of not in focus except for what is in the magnifying glass here, and its lens is bringing something into focus. Interesting. This is bringing into focus, and this is sort of obstructing. So I'm getting 2 different energies here. And we have the mystical sister, number 50, and the number 5. And so I'm getting this Chiron energy because the mystical sister is certainly someone who could be there to help us heal or help guide. And this is definitely about a guiding light, a spiritual support, like a best friend. But it comes through as a feminine energy, and we're getting Empress here as well. Okay, and so we see the flame. So we could go back to this twin flame, could be again signifying this journey. Okay, one flame could be the Ace of Wands. So someone maybe who adds a lot of inspiration here or is very inspiring. This does kind of look like a butterfly, but also like a moth. So I'm getting the 2 again, because a moth is definitely lacking colors or life, or could be quite square and boring. Okay, like I'm putting a judgment out there, but the butterfly is lively and free, Okay, interesting. And we have the golden rose, number 58. So the golden rose, this certainly is all about a lot of challenges potentially to get to the center here, because there's a lot of thorns and ups and downs, and it's like we can't get to the true core of the beauty of this rose without going through all the trials and tribulations. It's almost like an unrealistic state of, pure beauty. Let's take a look at this golden rose as well and see what pulls through here. But I am getting this Venus energy from the core of this rose. So it might be an unrealistic sort of ideal way of being or looking. We have lover. Oh my goodness, great. Light attributes, great passion and devotion, unbridled appreciation of someone or something. Shadow attributes, obsessive passion that harms others, self-destructive devotion. All right. And we have advocate. Light attributes inspires you to put compassion into action. Shadow attributes, embracing negative causes or committing to causes for personal gain. Interesting. We have Mies van der Rohe, and this is from the, what's it called? The Artist's Oracle? Yeah, let me see the name of it again. Art Oracles. Okay, so Mies van der Rohe, it says, one lives many lives in a lifetime. One lives many lives in a lifetime. A good idea deserves a good aphorism. Evander pseudonym. Let's take a look at this, because that's a lot to wrap your mind around and see what's going on here. It says, fleeting garden variety, Third Reich, intimidation. Mies van der Rohe escaped Germany for the U.S. in 1938. Before that, he had been the last director of the Bauhaus and internationally celebrated for his Barcelona pavilion of 1929. And before that, he had been Little Maria's Ludwig Michael Mies' son of the stonemason, wishing to totally reinvent himself and the architecture of his time. He did just so in Chicago, reshaping the city skyline in steel and glass, or skin and bones, as he'd say. In the later years, Mies went global. If only he'd lived to see his many clever aphorisms. Less is more. become hashtags used for cyberbullying. Okie dokie. Interesting energy. And we have the yang. This is masculine energy. We have the one, which is taking me back to this magician energy. So Leo could be prevalent in this person's chart. Okay. But yeah, masculine energy. So also Aries could be also coming through here. So we have the cub. Cub is an inner child. Cub is someone innocent, young at heart. Maybe someone that needs to be protected. The dead end, number 40, or the number 4. 4 is giving me emperor energy, which is this masculine energy. So dead end could be just that. Okay, coming sort of to the end of the line in some way. And here we have the bridge. So this is number 38, which is 11 again. This could be someone who's highly spiritual here with all these 11s. Okay, the bridge. So there is a lot already coming through with this person's energy. I want to make sure I'm in frame. I am a little to the side. So let's move it here so you can see. And I do want to read this. I'm really drawn to this. Let's see. Let's go to the Venus first, 29. So in primitive, you are overly preoccupied with your self-image. You might want to back off from the selfies. You embody compelling charm and substance. Your charisma is magnified. You are an avatar of gracious relating. Others bask in your beauty and diplomacy. And here in the inconjunct opposition square, it says primitive, you're obsessed with your appearance, fearing that you are not attractive enough. Adaptive, you work with your values and clarity and maturity. Evolving, you're living in a model of congruence. You live out social harmony and elegantly rock your own personal style. Okay, let's look at this Chiron Uranus energy, number 56. Book says, in the conjunct sextile trine, primitive, you know just how to pour salt into your wounds and inflame them. Adaptive, you have original and effective approaches to healing trauma. Evolving, you can bend time and energy to transform wounds into strengths. In conjunct opposition square, primitive, you create wounding disruptions for others. Adaptive, you creatively attend to the healing of your own wounds. Evolving, you invent radical new ways of healing. Interesting. And then we said we were going to look at this golden rose, and then we will start to channel what this is all about. But when we were reading this, I was tapped into this obsessive passion that harms, self-destructive devotion, and also this inspired leading healing, which is coming through with that healing and leading. Okay, so is this no, it's not an archetype. It is in the alchemy. Let's look at the golden rose. Golden rose, 58. Okay, so it says, the secret, the altar, the gem, my goodness. The rose has been used as symbolic image for the summation of alchemy, the outer petals representing the first 7 planets of the operation, while the inner petals protect the revelations from unwelcome eyes. But what exactly resides at the center of the golden rose? Alchemy tells us it is a secret, and it is meant to be kept as such. The rose spirals both inward and outward simultaneously. It offers beauty to the onlooker while concealing its inner chambers. This is the complex nature of the golden rose. It challenges the alchemist to reorient their thinking, to devote their work to honoring the secret rather than attempting to become the master of it. Kneel at the altar of the unknown. Cherish the golden rose as the model of self. More will be revealed. Okay. Oh, yes. put this over here. Okay, let me channel this, you guys, for us to see what it is that pulls through here. Okay, it's a very interesting energy. You may want. Okay, beautiful people. When I first pulled these cards, I was asking spirits, like, I don't know, I'm going to pull one big pile. How am I going to know how they're objectively showing up and how they want? And it's just to trust how it comes out here. So I'm trusting, although it's going to come through as I channel it, because I do see that this person might be in a like, I might be tapping into how they are evolved, and because I do feel like this person is already quite evolved. Okay, like, I feel like maybe where they initially were at one point in time is someone who might have been really removed from their natural state. And so it could have been someone who was more in the material world, very much hanging their own weight on their material world. This talks about looks so much, but I feel like it's more of a describing a lot of attachment to their image or how others would want them to be or how they could be seen in the world. And I feel like this person might have lost themselves. And so there's an energy here of getting back to this natural state. And the natural state is this pure version of self that is beautiful, that isn't conditioned and manipulated to be anything other than themselves. But I feel like this person is somebody who, even in that sort of energy that they were in, I feel like this person draws in a lot of people, because I do feel like this person is very attractive, here. And so I feel like they've been blessed. And so there's this sort of energy that comes with being blessed, and I mean blessed physically, potentially, or just people drawn to this person's natural lights, because I feel like even despite this person's journey or whatever, they're a natural born leader. Okay, like, they inspire people, they're motivating, and they're a light. Like, I feel like this person is a light. And I feel like their light was always sort of there, but potentially their light was being overcast or shadowed by what they were trying to upkeep here in some way. Okay, and so I am getting a heavy sort of Leo type energy. Okay, it doesn't mean this person has to have a sun in Leo, but it's like a big heart, big personality, big lover, like they go big or go home. I feel this person's like do things big, although I don't see really any Jupiter energy here. It's like their presence is just a big sort of light. Okay, and so I feel because of this beautiful, positive sort of energy, they're able to manifest a lot. So I feel like this person probably has a lot of good things in their world, just based on their innate natural ability to be optimistic or to have this sort of energy about them, where people want to be around them or they create some reality, but I feel like there was a veil of shadow here for some time that this person has been working through or has had to heal in order to get into focus about who this person truly is. And so I feel like this person is somebody here who is leading by example in regards to when it comes to leading with love and compassion in their heart. So I feel this is someone who is aiming and striving to be and on the journey to be the best version of themselves when it comes to love, compassion, and authenticity. Okay, I feel like they did a lot of healing, but I feel like in their desirable state is somebody who can heal by way of example, by way of love and compassion. But I feel like there is this authenticity and this unique sort of energy that pulls through this person with Uranus. because it's not your typical standard sort of way of delivering this healing or this message, because I feel this person is out there, they might be out there with their ideas, or out there with their practices, or out there with their way that they engage with people. And I feel like this person doesn't really, I don't feel this person is very shy. Like, I feel like this person's out there. I feel like this person is, someone who might have at one point, like seen the limelight as something that would, dictate the value of this person, because I think this person has always been sort of in the limelight. So this could be somebody who was born into fame potentially, or just that's their natural state. And so if we're always around being seen as the blah, 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 fill in the blank person, then we start to develop an identity around that version of ourselves. Okay, but I feel like this person developed that identity in society because they did have something that was genuine and authentic within them that was there. And I feel this person's getting back to that core. And so I feel like there is also this, because we were getting some Virgo energy and Gemini from this monkey, from this magician. But I feel like there's a state of that this person is trying to do or be, that they don't have to try or do or be. They could just like become, whatever it is that they're becoming here. But I feel like this person might have spent a lot of time trying to do something in order to become their perfect state, or to be appreciated or welcomed or validated or valued. And so I feel like this person has an unrealistic version of themselves that is really unattainable, And so I feel like letting go of that attachment to how we think we need to be in order to be at our prime is something this person is having to work through and accept. Because I think this person pushes the boundaries, and I think that there's like an inventor energy with this person. So they're a creator in whatever it is. Okay, it doesn't have to be artistic in any sort of way, although we did get a lot of art and movies through this thing, which, is always this creative sort of energy. But the creativity pulls from the sacral chakra, which I feel this person is full of sacral chakra energy, like very passionate, a fighter, and then maybe someone who could be very sexual, or like very comfortable in their sexuality, and they have sex appeal. And also their creative energy is pulled from this energy. And so they're far from boring or square. But I feel like this person might have had to keep themselves fitting into the parameters of what society expected them to be, what's normal, what's acceptable. And then there's their truest form, which I feel this person is striving towards becoming here, because their truest form might have been something that wouldn't be socially accepted, or would buck convention in some sort of way here. And so I feel like there's a lot with this Chiron and this Rose of challenge. And so depending where this person is at objectively, how they're showing up, I feel like either they're still in this trying to fit the mold, which I doubt because I see the bridge. But if they are there, they're sort of transitioning out, because I feel this person at some point is going to realize that version of them, the one that maybe has everything or has approval or reached a certain pinnacle. I feel this person hits a glass ceiling, and it is no longer fun to live that life or to be fulfilling someone else's idea of who they need to be, because I feel this person kept a lot of chains on themselves. And so although I don't feel like this person is ever inauthentic, I feel like it was somebody who was limited or restricted by their environment. And so I feel like there might be a side of this person who wanted to throw caution to the wind here with be more playful in this cub. Like allow life to take them wherever without being so fixed. I feel this is what this person wants to do, is like live freely, be innocent, go sort of with the flow of life, and let the flow of life lead them to happiness rather than a set structure of how they were told or how they've been living their life. I do feel also there is a very sort of playful side to this person, and a version of them they don't show to a lot of people at all. And you could be, what's coming through is someone here who sees this side or connected to this side of this person. I feel like a lot of people see this person as being very open, because I feel like this person is someone, like I said, is very comfortable maybe with sexuality. They might be someone who speaks their mind, who's very out there. And so many people could think that they know them, because they are out there sort of exposed in some sort of way and really have nothing to hide. But I feel like there's a true version of this person that's even deeper than this, that they don't show a whole lot of people. And deeper than that, I think the version of them they're striving to be, which is unrealistic, which I feel is a form of perfectionism here. Like trying to do more in a way, but it's like it goes against what they're trying to achieve, because what this person is trying to achieve is a natural state of flow and youthfulness and fun, which you can't manufacture fun. But I feel like this person wants to, I don't know, like manufacture this thing that can't be manufactured, so they can experience that. But back to this version of themselves, I feel here that they don't, it's like they put on a version of themselves out into the world, that people see with awe, because it's like, ooh, like that person, they might even think has it all, or is seen in some way here that's like very put together or intellectual, or this person could even have a way of words. So they might be a writer or just a good speaker, or have a way to communicate and express themselves in a way that's seen and understood. And so they could be quite intimidating for people who are still inauthentic or don't, know how to deal with big energy, because I feel this person has boss energy, big lights, which is hard to dim. But at the same time, I feel like, what was I getting at? Yeah, that beneath that big energy, there's like a soft part here that's even more reserved for only the people in their world, that I think they don't let a whole lot of people in. So I feel like this person, although maybe even very, what's that called, extroverted, might be quite introverted. Like their truest form is quite introverted. And so the external or the extrovert that the people see here, it might take effort for this people to sort of engage, but I feel like this person could burn out and having to do or be out. But yeah, this person has, so you'll know if this is your person here as well, is like, I feel this person inspires you in some way and is very encouraging, because I feel like this person might have a lot of projects or creations, or just their way of, like in their life, in their world, they're involved with things that are very inspiring. And so you see this as something that lights you up in some way. Like if this person, I don't know, like they could be into architecture, or it could just be a metaphor for building these sort of communities, or I don't know, like, but I feel as though you see this person out there and it's like inspiring you to be more or do more. Or you hear their story of transformation with this Chiron. And so it's very inspiring, the world of where this person came from. For some of you guys, this person might have came from a world of nothing as well, not necessarily fame, but it's like they came from nothing. And now they're like own a multitude of empires. Like I feel like it's a shift of this person's own doing. like they're self-made, definitely self-made. Okay, so even if they were born into, when I say born into fame, it's like they were already feeling that big energy because they're just self-made. I feel this person's like success follows them, whatever field. So it could be somebody who has their hand in multiple pots or has multiple side hustles or just is always successful. You know, people always tend to be drawn to this person. So they could have a lot of people who want to do things for this person. You know, like that's just the energy. And I don't feel like this person is bossy by any means, but it's because they have this boss type energy that's like people naturally just fall into this more submissive role under this person because of they command power and presence. This could still be a divine feminine for sure. Okay. But I do feel like this person, like physically, is most likely attractive. And so they might attract people for wrong reasons, or because they're successful in business, they might attract a lot of materialistic people. Like there's a lot of different types of people being drawn here. And so I feel like this person has had to sort of understand who their people are or who they themselves are. And so in order to understand who their people are, they have to find themselves. I feel like this person also puts their money where their mouth is. Like they don't just talk a big game. I feel this person is more in line with doing. And so this is why they get respect, is because you can see what this person has done or is involved in doing. And so therefore it inspires. You know, that's the greatest form of inspiration. It's not just empty words or any way. I feel this person is always striving in some way. You know, and so I feel like it's through a reason that is selfless in some way. So it's even more inspiring. Like I do feel this person is full of love and compassion for humanity. Some of these people might even be very passionate about a cause or a vision, you know, or if they do get very passionate about some thing, it's like this person is very committed and devoted to that cause. Like there is no hypocrisy with this person. If they say how they feel or do what they do, it's like it's because they believe it through and through. So I mean, we can see, you know, depending where this person falls, because I feel like for some of these people, if they're still boxed in or still following the system of sorts, then there's another version of them sort of that they're striving for, that they're slowly rowing towards being more free. Because I feel the world that they come from is very black and white when it comes to the personalities and the environment. It's very dull, and it capped them. And this person has no sort of cap. They're unlimited when it comes to their creation, because I feel like they're very open and very different in how they engage with the world. And so if society tries to fit them into a mold or say what they can and cannot do, it's very limiting for this person. And so I feel like this person has to find a way to break out of that before their truest self sort of comes out. You know, and it's a beautiful energy here, because I feel like this is a free soul that needs to become free, but the freedom also from the version of themselves that they potentially hold near and dear to what is ideal for them, you know, because they do have this, I don't know, like I feel like their baseline and their norm is sort of above everyone else's standard, I guess. So their standard is very, very high, if you will, you know. And it's not that this person holds these high standards that no one can meet so much, but it's like they're just naturally in a high standard state. And so the only way for them to go is up. So I feel like this person might have felt very held down or weighed down or not capable of moving up because of all the limitations in the world. So I do feel also this person gets things done. Like this isn't somebody who talks and then doesn't do. It's like this is the type of person that if they have all of a sudden an idea, the next thing you know, they're already launching it or doing it. And they're not only doing it, but it's successful, not knowing anything about it. You know, like this person is just very inspirational, self-taught. I feel this person also likes luxury things, you know, but it's because I feel this person, like I said, has sort of gone through some form of molding in some way. So it's like the luxury of, I don't know, but it's coming through as like relaxed luxury. Like could be someone who likes to just take time vacationing, you know, which is a luxury. Or like, I don't know, like be enjoying a few friends with like, I don't know, just like quiet. Some of them might enjoy wine. I see cigar here. Like I feel like there's this higher elevated state of luxury that this person enjoys that isn't pretentious so much, but I feel like it's a state of where they can relax, you know, because I do feel this person is probably a go, go, go type person just in nature. And so for them to relax, it might be very difficult for this person to relax and take time and to take a break. And so I feel like they're learning to be playful and seeing through who their true friends are and who they truly are. So let's take a look then, spirits, for pile number 1. The person pile 1 came here about, the person on their mind. Can we get a little bit more in regards to how this person objectively is and who they're striving to be? If they could be anything at all, how they'd want to be, who they'd want to be, from maybe how they've been predominantly in their world. Spirit, thank you so much for this message. Please protect me and the viewer as I channel this message for the greatest and highest good of pile number 1. Person on their mind. Oh, those ones went fine. That did not work. I gotta see if I dropped a card. No. Let's try that again. Spirit, clear and concise message for the greatest and highest good of pile number 1. Please protect me and the viewer as I channel this message for the greatest and highest good of pile number 1. Thank you so much, pile 1, for allowing me to tap into your energy, the energy around you at this time. I'm truly blessed. These cards do not like the bridge shuffle, so I will not do that again. Spirit, clear and concise message, pile 1, person on their mind. What do we have? Judgment. All right. Judgment. 3 of Swords in reverse. Pile number 1's person on their mind. And we have the 5 of Wands in reverse, and we have 7 swords. The Sun, so Leo energy we were getting with this Yang. Sun in reverse. Why is 3 swords here, Spirit, in reverse? And why is this 5 wands in reverse with the 7 swords? The Emperor, look at that. Big boss energy. Did I not say Aries energy, Leo energy? Definitely was picking up through the thing. Look at the Knight of Coins with Neo from the Matrix. And the Ace of Wands with Bruce Lee. My goodness. Queen of Coins. Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn. Okay. There's so much energy picking up through here. I think my head's going to explode, you guys. So there's lots of Leo energy, Aries energy, and I think this is person's personality, okay? Could be dominant in their birth chart, but they could also have earth tendencies or qualities as well within them, because I feel this person is very for real and very grounded, you know, like very rooted. And they're not, they have a good balance of earth and fire, I feel. Okay, and so I feel like this person is self-made, self-reliant. And this person can even be a single mom if this is a divine feminine energy. But it's like, I don't talk, I do. My whole world is my own doing, is this person's sort of philosophy. And it's like, they do, and doing is, like I always say here, is like an illusion. We don't do anything, but I feel like this person makes shit happen. And they make shit happen here because of their boss energy. And so we all love, Tony Montana, even though he might be involved in certain things here. It's like he has a big heart, and he speaks truth. And I feel like this person fights for truth or speaks for truth, especially here with this advocate. It's like this person is not pretentious. This person would not go behind what they believe in or stand for, like something that isn't right. I feel this person will stand behind what is, and I say right, is because I feel this person feels what's right is something that is rooted in love and compassion. So I feel like there is a sense of, if it's not in love, then it's not right. If it's not out of compassion, and there goes my email confirming what I'm saying, it's not right. But I feel like this person, even sitting, just not doing, is like already generating big energy. And so I feel like this person, like I said, is having to see themselves. Look at this. Is this Mary Poppins? Or no, what's her name? Not Mary Poppins. The one from It's a Beautiful Life? Or what's that called? I forget her name. But anyway, she sings and she dances. Look at the field of sunflowers. Okay, like this is joy, happiness, and bliss. And this is like the state, like I said, it's like a child energy. I feel this person's inner child's been stuffed down. And it was stuffed down because of society trying to tell this person how they have to utilize their creative ability and their boss energy in order to make a world, that fit society. And it's like, no, use your creative power to create whatever the fuck you want. And so I feel like this person is waking up and having this need to wake up to see the divinity within them. And I feel like once they see that, there's a lot of healing this person has to do or go through, healing of the version of themselves that kept them in a world. And so I feel like they're waking up like Neo here. But the power of this is like, Neo doesn't need anything or the program. He creates his own reality. Once he realizes and locks into this power, he's unstoppable. I feel this person is unstoppable, okay, because they find their true nature. They connect to that, which is the realest, purest thing, which is their creator energy. It's not reliant on anything or anyone, And so, and this Knight of Coins is like a dedication, slow and steady, to dedicate and commit themselves to this Queen of Coins. So I feel like this person is a fighter, is definitely someone who puts in the elbow space, like they don't give up at the sign of maybe a longer term or something that might be slow going. It's like their commitment, their dedication is what achieves, but they also are so impactful that I don't think this person takes a whole lot of time to create something powerful, but they don't shy away from something that might take time or commitment because they have a devotion and a dedication. I feel like this person might be somebody here who there's many things sort of pulling through. One is like the only conflict this person could really have within their own self is the thoughts or the stories that other people told them of who they have to be. I feel like once this person understands that they don't have to prove themselves to anyone or anything or convince anyone, then I feel like this person is sort of freed. But I feel like a big part of who they are doesn't even need to be explained or seen, because I feel like this person might still be learning to release that you don't need to put everything out there, to be validated or be seen, to be approved, because you're always going to have some people who don't agree with you or who want to compete with you or who are challenging you. And it's like, I don't need to prove myself in a way of challenge to show my worth. I could just do my own thing and sort of remove myself completely and keep on the down low here, because I feel like this person is learning between being authentic doesn't mean you have to completely be transparent to the world and therefore you're authentic. It's like you could be authentic in doing yourself or being yourself without revealing parts of yourself that other people might not necessarily agree with or understand. And that's still being authentic. And so here's this Ace Wands that I was feeling, and like, look at this big, big energy. Like, this is exactly what I was feeling. Bruce Lee, Tony Montana, like the big energy here. We even have Neo. And I don't know, this is the girl from what? From the Fifth Element? Okay, but I'm getting like that strong Aquarius energy here pulling through, which is like a different way of engaging here. But then look at the soft heart. The soft heart, the child, and it's like the child version of me was what was missing or not seen. And so I was like all this big stuff here, but it's like I wanted to be free. I wanted to play more. I wanted to just relax. And it's like, well, upkeeping this whole thing because I had to prove myself. Or if I didn't upkeep the empire, then I don't know, people would argue against me, or like my truest self would be in some form of deceit here if I didn't prove the empire or gain the empire. But I feel like it was just a perpetual state of upkeeping pain, because their true nature is this joyful, blissful state of child, as is all of ours, however it comes through. We can't stifle it. And I feel like this person particularly has a big inner child that wants to be free and play, that doesn't want to have to worry about, drug cartels or whatever, or building the empire thing. But I feel like it just comes innately with this person, and so I feel like this person is a true inspiration because they live it through and through. And I feel they're a fighter here. Okay, but I feel like at some point, I feel this person might have been doing a lot of fighting to prove themselves, but it was like a uphill battle, because it's like, it doesn't matter how well you can prove yourself in a way of doing, because I feel like they could take on a lot, but that doesn't mean anything if, you can fight or prove yourself amongst a bunch of people here. I think they're learning that they have to choose their battle here, choosing their battle. And sometimes the best fight is just not fighting at all. And that's the true state. I feel this person is not wanting to fight. And it's not because they're fearful or any of this stuff. It's like, I don't need to fight. I don't have to. It just causes some form of conflict or further flurry that's not required here. And so I think they're also learning to be more adaptable and flexible, like Bruce Lee says, to be like water, but it's also to go with the flow of life. Because of their fire, because of their boss energy, this fire is like so contagious, but it could become very out of control. And so I feel like this water sort of allows this person to become more flexible and more tame, because they could let their fire just sort of run wild with them. And then explosive. I also feel this person most likely has an explosive anger. Okay, or they could just get angry very suddenly. Like, I feel like there's an explosive side to this person. And when they get angry, they get very angry. I don't think they're harmful by any means, but I think they have a short fuse. But for the most part, big heart. But I feel like the short fuse here is like, if you anger this person, it's like they can get from A to Z in like a span of like seconds, like a flame, And so I feel like they're wanting to flow here with water, be more flexible and be more not so fiery in a way here that's out of control, but a controlled, tamed fire. And so I feel this is how this person is trying to adapt to their world and to the world around them. But still removing themselves, because I think there's a true form of themselves that they're not showing to the world here. But I think this is how they kind of want it to be, because I think the opposite here was them being exposed to the world in some way that didn't accept them. So it's like, well, then I'll just sort of keep parts of myself to myself and enjoy it for myself. And that doesn't take away from my authenticity. Because I do feel like this person is battling society and battling societal norms and battling just like, I don't know, maybe this person was just in the wrong groups of people, or grew up in the wrong town, or had the wrong schooling of thing, and so I feel this person was like very different with their mindset. And so it was a challenge for them to work with people who didn't feel threatened by their opinions because their opinions were different or out there, but because of their power and their boss energy, it's like they were approved or accepted. But had it been from any other person sort of coming through with a different mindset, it could have been shamed or looked down upon because they were very different in their approach. But it's like this person could stand behind and prove their opinion and their vision and their authenticity through a doing, which you can't deny. So I think this person has had to prove themselves over and over and over again, but what they're proving is something maybe that society would say is impossible or not true or undoable in some way, because I feel this person could just say, this is like their motto would be, you say I can't, watch me. It's like the best way to get this person to do something is to tell them they cannot. And so I don't think this person takes no for an answer. And I don't feel it's from a place of having a hard time with rejection. It's just from a place of, I don't know what no is, because no has never stopped me from finding a way, So yeah, they're most likely still doing a lot of healing. And I feel like they're trying to be in control of the thing that I feel has been out of control in them, but also that has been trying to be tamed by society. So there's these two sides, it's like the side of me that was maybe watered down or restricted or told to be square or fit in, I'm now getting in touch with. And my inner child I'm now getting in touch with, because it's been lost, or at least I have to sort of come into this awareness of it, but also working on being more adaptable when it comes to how they let their fire and their passion out in a way that isn't just explosive here, that creates conflict with other people or have to prove themselves, or they'd have to fight to upkeep something. Like, that's not them. Like, it's just, I'm confident in my energy, and find more of a consistent, stable, rather than a fiery way of being, So, wow, this was quite the reading, wouldn't you say? This could be your own energy, pile number 1. But hopefully this resonated for you guys, and I will see you at the next one. All right, bye-bye. Hello, gorgeous angels. Pile number 2. Ooh, let me get the birdie from pile 1 out of there. Maybe some of you guys might resonate with 1. We're taking a look at pile number 2. The person on your mind, person you came here about, could be anyone at all. And how is this person objectively showing up to the world? Okay, it could be how they are engaged in this connection specifically, or just their personality objectively. Okay, and then how they're sort of wanting to be or striving to be, if they could be anything at all, what they want to be like. Okay, and it could come reversed, meaning it's your own energy. And if that's the case, you can go to another pile or listen to that reading. Okay, don't force anything to fit here. Okay, we'll be open to what the divine wants to show, and you can go to the disclaimer to see this. You could sit through this card layout in order to tap into your intuition, which is absolutely important to tap into your intuition, because I won't be coming from your perspective. Meaning this is objectively how this person is showing up. Okay, so it could resonate with how you understand this person to be, might shed some light in some areas of this person that you might have not have seen in a certain way, and then sort of their ideal state, or where they're wanting to, with their free will and conscious choice, row towards. Okay, and we could be whoever we want in this lifetime. It's up to us, okay, who we choose to be here. So let's take a look at this energy, beautiful people. Pile number 2. We have elephant, move beyond obstacles. All right. And we have buffalo, share abundance. Look at these big, 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 heavy energies. Oh my goodness. Very heavy. Buffalo and elephant. My goodness. So heavy Earth, Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn energy. We have Saturn and Chiron with card 51 or number 6. So Saturn's the ruling planet for Capricorn, okay, which we were getting Earth here. And also 6 is the lovers, which is Gemini energy. Saturn, Chiron. We will read this and see before I Sorry, guys. Making a ruckus here. Saturn, Chiron 51. Okay, so conjunct sextile trine, it says, in the primitive state, you are a sadist to yourself and others, equating pain with some sort of pleasure. The wiring around this pattern is hard to engage. Oh my goodness. The wiring around this pattern is hard to change. So that's this energy with this elephant. You recognize that you have a great responsibility for your own healing. And that's to help others, which you feel committed to do. You first must do the work on yourself. Evolving. You are an avatar of mature, thoughtful work that leads to great healing in yourself and others. People came to you for help because of your intense devotion to yourself and your healing techniques. Wow. In conjunct opposition square in the primitive, you feel defeated and destroyed by your own wounds. There's no way forward and no way to heal. Adaptive, you take the concentrated pain of being wounded and make it into something useful for practical for others. A medicine, a piece of art, a tool that will assist others in healing. Evolving, you're a disciplined teacher of the healing arts. Wow, true Chiron energy. Intense. All right. So we have sugar, number 31 or the number 4. So 4 is Emperor energy because it's all about structure, foundations, bringing order. Sugar is too much of something that feels good. It might not be the greatest for us. So it could be indulging, like in the right here, right now, what feels good in the moment sort of thing, like a hedonistic type energy here. Feels good in the moment, but in the long term might not be the best. Mars. So we have a strong Aries and Scorpio, but Aries specifically here pulling through with this Emperor energy. Okay, and Mars is being assertive. Not just giving in, but to taking our power back. And feeling empowered. Okay, hedonist. Totally. Okay, light attributes. Inspires creative energy to embrace the good things in life. Celebrates the beauty in yourself. Shadow attributes. Pursues pleasure to the detriment of health. Indulges at the expense of others. Hero, heroine. Light attributes. Passion for a journey of self-empowerment. Shadow attributes. Escapism and a false sense of heroism. Charles and Ray Ames. Design your days, don't plan them. Aspire to profound practicality. Be unbending in your flexibility. Let's read this. I love Charles Ames chairs. Would it be here? I don't know if this is... There is no order to this book. I don't think. There we go. Charles and Ray were the power couple of mid-century architecture, furniture, and industrial design. In the 1940s, they put experimentation towards the war effort, supplying soldiers with groundbreaking items such as molded plywood leg splints. They later applied such new technology towards their now legendary furniture. The Ameses were joy pushers, emphasizing the importance of play and color in otherwise serious modern design. Their experimental, very lived-in home and studio, now a California landmark, embodied the ethos of pleasure with a purpose. Well, look at that. We have someone with pleasure potentially squandered and now channeling this towards some purpose. Round and round, 25, or the number 7. 7 is all about faith, wisdom, reflection, understanding. 7 is also chariot energy, which is victory, but finding balance, working with the universe to become balanced so we can move through life in a balanced state, upright, not completely imbalanced, right? Okay, but round and round could be repetitive cycles here. We have Cancer energy, swallow, and a swallow is used by the Navy, and they would set the birds out to see how close they are to land. You see the lightning here, and lightning could be symbolic of Tower energy, which is Uranus energy. Wowzers. Okay, and we have the Starborn, number 3. So 3 is Empress energy. Okay, but I'm really feeling what the 3 could be. The Hangman, more Pisces. What's that? Pisces? No, this was Cancer. Sorry. Pisces energy, so watery energy. But the Hangman comes with a change of perspective. You know, Starborn is like exactly as it states here, like somebody with star quality. They're just born with it. You know, they're just born with it. And the eggs hatching here. And then we have the Poet. So yeah, very watery energy, Pisces and Cancer coming through here, but heavy Pisces. And 7 again. Okay, 7 is Cancer energy. 7 is also Tower energy, which you were feeling from the lightning. Wow. Yeah, lots coming through. I do want to read the Starborn, and then we will get into your channeling. And this is the archetypes. So 3 is Starborn. Look at that, opened right to it. Thank you, Spirit. The Divine Child, the Star Child, the Destined, an exclusive yet radiant aspect of the self. The Starborn archetype points to the cosmic spark of light that arrives with each being at birth. The moment the newborn crowns, whether vaginally or surgically, the royal stars above are said to constellate in a unique shape that maps her path in the world. The idea of destiny is controversial, yet the Starborn naturally feels a sense of destination and purpose, aiming itself towards a future that is beyond the mundane. When this card appears, travel back to your birth story for clues and insights. What did you desire when you were young? Practice seeing your life from a mythic point of view rather than a series of logistics. Read a story of the 3 fates and envision yourself born under the stars with a unique destiny. When in light, it is a light, trusting, vibrant, and aimed. Okay, when the Chariot is in balance. When it's dark, feeling of misalignment, loss, and longing. Okie dokie. Beautiful angels, let me sit here with this energy, and then we will start to channel what this is about. Okay, beautiful people. This is big energy because I do feel like this person is hurting. Okay, and they could be anywhere on the scale here because we're talking about how they're showing up and sort of where they want to go or where they're being headed to. So they could be anywhere on here. So at some point in time, this person was hurting, but instead of going through the hurting, they use whatever they could to not feel the hurts. Okay, because I do feel like this person lived a big life, like a big personality, doing big things here that aren't helpful to them. They cover up the pains very well. And so this person has a lot of distractions and addictions. And addictions could be anything. Anything that doesn't allow us to face our pains. Okay, and so this person could have overcome an addiction, is still overcoming an addiction, might still be lost in the addiction. But either which way, there's a pain this person is having to overcome and deal with. You know, it could be pain they came into this world with. This person has a big destiny that they're having to fulfill here. But they can't fulfill this big destiny until they heal what it is that's traumatized here. Okay, but I feel like this person brings in a purpose also to those around them to bring an experience with them. And so people might misunderstand this person, you know, really misunderstand them. Because I feel like this person has lost themselves in some way or is keeping themselves sort of under wraps in some way. And so they are very sort of cause the most harm to themselves. You know, but it's like this person could die tomorrow and be completely fulfilled because they're not letting anything stop them. And so I feel this person doesn't fear anything, but really, and it's interesting because this goes back to this Jordan Peterson. I don't know who's been coming through here lately. Maybe some of you guys like to listen to him, but Jordan Peterson quote about until we face the dark abyss within ourselves. we really haven't faced the greatest fear. And so I feel like this person faces a lot of things that other people would find scary. So it's like thrill seeking, like living on the edge, doing all these like crazy things, okay, but living on the edge things, wild personality, where others would fear getting hurt or like even death potentially. And it's like they do these things to feel the thrill, but instead of going inwards to deal the wound and the ouch. And so I feel like this person's need, or at least where they're, because again, it's how they'd want to be. So it could certainly be from their highest self, knowing their full potential. It's like they have healing to provide to this world. They're being destined to come in a healed form to this world to add a new shade. Okay, and this shade to humanity is one that can't be given in some way, just like through explanation. It's one that is felt. And so what this poetry is really giving me, when we read instruction manual, it's giving us instruction and it's clear of what we're supposed to do. But when we read weed, oh my goodness, weed. This definitely could be someone who smokes a lot of weed here, okay? This also is coming through in my readings. Very interesting. So, but poetry, unlike a manual, it is subjective to us reading and taking this in as we would, and it could have very different meanings, but it pulls within us and invokes certain passions and emotions. And so I feel like this person is meant to bring and evoke certain feelings from within, because this person is connected to a part of living that other people haven't touched out of fear of, like it's just fear. Fears get in the way of us having any experience. Now, this doesn't mean that doing every drug known to man is, living life, but it is, I don't fear anything out there that's going to be a restriction to my ability to experience something, because I feel like this person likes to experience everything almost, at least once in some way. And so that could be the Achilles heel, are very damaging, right? Because it could just take one sort of slip up and we could be dead, or one sort of hit of heroin and be an addict, But I feel like, again, my readings do come through very pointed, so I don't know at what degree, but I do feel this person is heavy in addiction, but it's immediate gratification, choosing the thing that feels good in the moment. But underneath, there's a lot of pain and things that this person's having to deal with. And so I feel like this person could be addicted to their own suffering story and the story of the past, okay? Because this could be a metaphor of, like hanging on to the pain of who they were or what's happened to them, the story. It replays here. And so even if they're not talking about the story, it's like it's replaying by mirroring in their world, because it's still something that has to be looked at and dealt with and released. And in order for this version of themselves, because there's obviously always a light and a dark, this version of the hedonist, this living on the edge, there's a light attribute here, which is this purest state of no fear and experience life like a child. They're calling us to share this abundance to the world, to not be limited, to not live life confined or scared. But I feel like this person is needing to overcome the challenge in their world of seeing what's happened to them in the past is not something that's happened to them, but as an experience that they had, that they can move beyond this thing and not let it dictate their now choices, because their choices right now are really being made because of this shadow part of themselves. And so I feel like the comfort zone is hanging on to the story that happened to them, as an excuse to maintain this way of being. And so, of course, this way of being could feel very good in the moment, but in the long term, this does not feel good, because if we have a lot of sugar, it catches up to us. It does not feel good. And so they're calling us to get empowered and take control of their own life. And so with all this tower energy I was feeling, this person is going to come into a tower. Okay. And so I don't feel towers happen when we want them to happen. Towers happen when they need to happen. And so what I'm feeling here is this person's world is going to be struck by a tower. Either it has already, or it is in the process of a tower, or they're headed towards a tower, which is the universe says you cannot no longer be indulging in sugar because you're on the road to diabetes, or you have diabetes, or you got to do this because this is the consequences. And so the consequences here is not good for this person. And so the only way for us to overcome any form of addiction or surface thing that we're using as a crutch, we have to look at the root. And I feel like this person is being called to look at the root of their issue and be their own sort of hero, not utilize crutches and external substances and things and experiences to crutch themselves and save them, but be their own hero, because they are being called to then share this hero's story with the world so that other people can heal and learn from this person's experience. Because who better than the person who, went down the wrong path to help youth get out of the wrong path, or someone with a drug addiction to help others to fight their addiction, or whatever the thing is here. Okay, but they're being called to share this knowledge in abundance. I do feel like this person is a pretty solid individual. Like, I don't feel this person is like shady in any way, or somebody who would betray anyone. Like, I feel they put a lot of weight in their word, and people that, are solid, like very solid person, like reliable. They say they'll be there, they'll be there. If they're your friend, they'll be your friend. But I feel like maybe not a lot of people can get into this person's world so much, even though they seem like a big personality here. But I mean, the personality really is like very extreme. You can't miss this person. But I feel like they kind of pay no mind to a lot of people here, and they could be in their own sort of world. So they could be very focused on, like, because I feel there's an introverted side to this person. Yeah, like very focused, introverted in some way, but also there's this side of them that is doing all this stuff. So it's kind of these two sides to this person. But I do feel they put a lot of value on people that are keep their word and that they could rely on. And so they probably have a very good, solid friend or friend group, like a very pure, solid, real. I feel this person likes to keep things real. But they can't get real with themselves when it comes to the pain that's happened here, But I guess this tower is like, when it's time to look at the pain, when it's time to release the pain, we have nothing to look at but ourselves. And so I feel like with the swallow is really like, we're talking about getting to the end of the journey. I feel like this person has to go through a certain cyclical behavior with the addiction, with the distraction, with the pain, because they keep repeating certain things. And I feel like they keep getting the same outcomes, and the same outcome doesn't feel good. And so it comes to a point where they're end of the line, where they have to make a change, or where they get ground and they have to get grounded. They can no longer just sort of rely on the story or the pain to live their life. It's like, okay, now you're in ground, and you gotta, once they get grounded, is what I feel here with this buffalo and this swallow coming to land. It's like, once they get grounded, then they share abundance, then they can sort of become a hero in other people's lives or stories here, by sharing and channeling this energy of this starborn, like we read in this book. It's like taking the existing world that people know and infusing it with a complete different abstract way that is totally different, but it's still form and function. And so, yeah, it like adds another sort of layer to how people might live their lives, but in a healthy, channeled way. Like, there's no need to fear. You could still experiment in challenging yourself and living on the edge, however that goes rather than playing it safe and hiding yourself away, and still be functional. But what does that look like? So I feel like this person could be somebody who makes the same mistakes, like repetitively in their world. And so you might know them through your experience with them, which is like, you might have thought this is the type of person that's never going to change, or who's stuck in their very fixed, heavy to move, very stubborn, like they've shown you time and time again, or they keep repeating some way of being that's like they're never getting out of this thing, But I feel like underneath this energy, there is this Saturn energy, which is a very dedicated, like this person is a fighter. And I do feel like this person has the ability to get empowered. And I do feel like there's a calling here with this lightning and this tower that's going to make this person have to be something other than this sort of repetitive energy that's not healthy and that's destructive to themselves. Now, it also could be, just as a side thing that's coming through, this person could have a very good memory. They might remember details of things. It's like, how did you remember that? And it's like, they might have their earliest memory of like being in utero or something. Like, I feel this person does have a good memory. Okay. And for some of you guys, even this person could have a sweet tooth, like a lot of desserts or chocolates or candies or something like this. Maybe this is the type of person who always has like a monster drink or something sugary, or a lot of Cokes or Pepsis or something like this, some soda. But I feel like it could just be the dependency of having that thing. Like I feel they have their crutch, whatever this crutch is, that isn't healthy. And so they have to cope without the crutch. And I feel like this is going to take this person some dedication and some commitment, but I feel like the tower is the point of no return, because once the tower strikes, this person has to fulfill some form of destined thing. And we see this egg cracked. And so I feel this person will be reborn in their world, and reborn as this new version of themselves, where they remember the past version, which was the addict or the distracted, hurt version, and then the new version of them, which is the empowered version, which is sharing this sort of journey and this experience with others, who's broken the mold, who's funneled this energy rather than scattered it unhealthily into something useful or productive that's healing and helping. So I do feel this is a free soul, wants to be free, likes their space, wants to roam, can't be moved, can't be told what to do. The only person who can do this is them, meaning who can change them is them. Like a very heavy personality. Like, this is the type of person, no one's going to tell me what to do or how to be. Especially if you try to force me. There's no forcing me. This is someone who doesn't like to be carried nor can be carried, meaning they're not going to, they don't like relying on other people or systems or anything to pull them through. They rely on themselves, but they're very reliable. And like I said, they might have a group of people they really rely on, like to be solid and share with. But I feel like this person only relies on themselves. They're not easily swayed. So if you're like in a situation maybe where things go kind of sideways very quick, like let's say a police raid or something, this person is calm, cool, and collected under pressure. Let's say someone's bleeding from all their orifice. This person is seen it all kind of thing. So I feel they're very calm, cool, and collected in times of trouble. They don't lose their cool. They don't. But this person does have a side of them that I do feel chooses a lot of times to just do their own thing and be quiet if they want. But it's like they have no problems telling off people, like speaking their truth or telling off authority or like speaking their truth. Like this person will speak their truth and will stand in their truth and fight for their truth. But I don't feel this person just goes out to prove it's just to create conflict, but it's like if anyone gets in their space or tries to challenge them, this person is not a pushover at all. Okay, so let's take a look. Spirit, for pile number 2, what is it that, can we see a little bit deeper into this person's objective way of being and where it is that they're headed to in regards to their energy? And like I said in 1, I don't know if I said it here, it's like I was concerned that we would just see how they are, you know, and because we're doing 1 pile, and I was like, Spirit, how am I going to know how they want to be? And Spirit's really showing here, like, this lightning tower energy is going to be the marking point of where this person is headed whenever this lightning happens. And I feel like for a lot of you guys, you know, this person's lightning is either the tower has happened or happening, because the egg is cracking in order for them to be reborn here as this hero version. But they have to rescue themselves first, you know, rescue themselves from their addictive behaviors and patterns that are unhealthy and keeping them stuck in life. So this could be someone who hasn't moved forward in life. So they could have, like, I don't know, be like on government assistance, or just like, you know, like a job that doesn't pay the bills in some way here, or like not really focused on becoming much of anything that's out there because it's not their priority or their focus, you know? So let's see, spirits, clear and concise message for the greatest and highest good of pile number 2. Please protect me and the viewer as I channel this message for the greatest and highest good. Pile 2's person, the person they came here about, it's their true nature, and where are they headed energetically? So death, yeah, that's this transformation that we talked about, Scorpio energy. And look at this. This is, what's his name? Jake Gyllenhaal from, it looks like The Ice Storm. I don't know if that's the movie, like that this is referencing. Maybe not, but either which way, death is about transformation, Scorpio energy. 9 of Cups in reverse. Look at this hedonist energy, you know, immediate gratification, overindulgence to the point where it's just not going to feel good anymore. 7 of Wands. Me against the world. I'm going to fight for my own position to do what I want, when I want, how I want. Okay, why is death here, spirits? The moon in reverse, Cancer, Pisces energy. So this is this poet energy, and look, David Bowie. So very eclectic, very different. This person might like music, okay, very different sort of energy here. Might like very dark music, could like very heavy death metal music, okay. But this energy that's pulled through here. But yeah, like again with the Jordan Peterson coming through here, it's like the need to face the abyss is really the subconscious self, because the biggest fear hides in our own shadow, our own subconscious. You know, we got to plunge our own emotions, and it's like, I'll be hedonistic here, I'll go external and numb myself in some way here rather than plunge the depths. But it's like this person's being asked to plunge the depths and to have this transformation. The only way to have a massive transformation is to go within. Doesn't matter what we do out there, we can't transform. We won't change. We'll continue to do the cycles and utilize the external world to numb us out, and we won't be emotionally fulfilled. This is all about the emotions. I feel like this person isn't happy. Yes, they might have temporary with the sugar, like gratification, but that's not fulfilling, you know. And also what's coming through, sorry, I know this channeling is coming through like heavy, crazy. This moon in reverse is like, I feel this person says they fear nothing. I fear nothing. I don't even fear death, you know. And when we're there, that's a scary place to be. But I feel like it's kind of a lie to self with the moon here. It does talk about deception, because if this person really feared nothing, then they would deal with the big elephant in the room, which is the trauma and their addiction and the way that they're coping with their life to put an end or to transform this part of themselves, to really face this fear here. You know, I think they almost strive in saying, I don't fear anything at all. It's like, but you do. 8 of Pentacles. Yeah, doing the work on self, being committed and, you know, and consistent in their efforts. I'm going to keep this like this. 9 Swords. Yeah, the anxiety they have around digging through their own subconscious, like I said, that's the big demon. That's the abyss that Jordan Peterson's talking about, the dark shadow within self. So this person doesn't like going into their own emotions because their own emotions would reveal this. There's too much anxiety. There's too much stress. So this person probably has bouts of anxiety. And so to cope with their anxiety, they numb it out. And so there's too much anxiety here. There's too much anxiety when it comes to their own emotions and looking at it. And so until they reveal this and deal with this, they're in this sort of state. So why is this 7 of Wands here then, Spirit? But this person is a fighter, like I said, with the 7 Wands. Like, definitely a fighter. 8 of Cups in reverse. They got to walk away from what doesn't emotionally fulfill them. And then the 6 of Wands, ego death. This is their ego. Okay, and this is a version of who they think a successful version of themselves would be. It's like, I win when I'm feeling good. It's like, are you winning really? Or are we just staying in an emotional numbing state here of something that isn't fulfilling in order to avoid looking at the anxiety, avoid doing the work, avoid looking at the emotions, avoid dealing what's really scary there? King of Wands, Indiana Jones adventure. Okay, so King of Wands is Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. What's under that? The Magician. Who is this? It's Matt Damon. I don't know what movie this is. Matt Damon, the Magician. So we have Gemini and Virgo. It's in reverse. And what's under that? Queen of Coins in reverse. So this is more Virgo energy and Capricorn, Taurus. And it's in reverse. Okay. Yeah, and then the King of Wands. So, oh my gosh, there's so much coming through here. So you guys, okay, Spirit. This person, they might appear as though there's some form of confidence in their ability, but I feel like this person is being asked to work on their own confidence. And the confidence here comes from, like we can't fake confidence. The only way to be truly confident in ourselves to achieve something in our world is we have to have an ego death. And we have to examine what does success look like and what is not success, you know? And so success, when I use this term, I'm not saying like you own a house, you have cars, and you have all this, but it's like successful, like success, feeling like we've won. We emotionally feel happy. You know, we create the future that we want through manifestation. And so this person's manifestations have been resulting in things that don't make him happy, and round we go. And so enough times where we don't manifest something, we then start to question, what camp are we fighting for? What version of myself am I fighting for? You know, like, we have to know what team we're fighting for. And I feel like this person's upkeeping their ability to be who they are, which is not even a version of them to be fighting for anyway, because it's emotionally unsatisfying. And so I feel like this person, when this transformation happens, when we see this tower energy that's transformative, it's shedding this egoic version of who they think a success would look like. But I feel like this person is lacking confidence, because I feel in their eyes, they don't see themselves as someone who could achieve or manifest what they want. I feel like this person has a dependency, and they're very dependent on the world that they've created in some way here, you know? And so I don't know, like, they might have like I said, some form of something that pays their bills, or some dependency on the thing to keep afloat. And so in order to, what's the word? Wish I knew how to, sometimes things come through here that's hard for me to describe, but it's like, if we don't know our own value and we attach our value to an external thing that we depend upon, our value rides on that external thing. So we upkeep that external thing and we fight for it and we try to prove that it's right, or at least we upkeep it and protect it. But we're dependent on it. And so really we're not powered, you know, we're unempowered, because it's like, my power is given to this external thing that I'm proving. And it's like, that's not really your truest self. And so from that form, we can't manifest the true version of confidence of what we really want, you know, because I feel this person really wants to, I mean, who doesn't want happiness and to get what they want, whatever their thing is, what they want. It doesn't have to be, like I said, home, cars, whatever, the manifestation of what they want that would make them happy. And so there's only so many times we go round and round where we look at our hands and we don't have what we want, and we're just dependent on the thing that we have created based on our own creation, because that's what we've been feeding, that's what we've been giving energy to, and we keep getting the same results. And it's like, well, I'm empty-handed and I'm not winning. And I'm not winning, and I don't have confidence in detaching from the thing I've been dependent on, because I've been too busy fighting for my right or fighting for this thing to be kept alive. And so therefore we are kicked back to looking at our subconscious to say, where am I getting in the way because of my own mental thought and limitation and fears? And the fear is really big, to look at my own truth, that I've been deceiving myself, that I was letting my own ego get in the way, or my own fear get in the way, or the fear of understanding my emotions so much that it was keeping it kind of tucked away. And so I gotta look at where I'm energetically putting my efforts towards. Ten Wands, yeah, because I can't know more. I can't know more. I burn out. This person's going to burn out in the path that they're taking, okay? So it's sad, but sometimes that's the only way for us to hit a breaking point. And so for a lot of you guys, this person might have already hit their breaking point, but it's like, I can no longer fight for this version of myself that hasn't been manifesting happiness and emotional things, except for a burn and turn and immediate gratification that's after I'm left with a burnout. It's exhausting. It's making me tired. I'm completely burnt out. And what's left is me being not winning, like unvictorious, if that's a word, because I feel this person's true nature is this beautiful King of Wands. Yes, they're fiery. Yes, they live on the edge or have this beautiful excitement about them, but they don't need a whole bunch of distractions to be excitable and get what they feels good. They could just get here on their natural state, but they have to deal with the elephant in the room, which is the trauma and the pain. So I do feel for this group, there's one more message that wants to pull through, and then I'm going to get to pile number 3. This pile's making me a little sad. So, Spirit, for pile number 3, oh my goodness, maybe you're connected to 3. For pile number 2, what is it that pile 2 needs to know about this person, the person they came here about? What is this final message? What is it that I've missed? What needs to be communicated here in regards to this person? For pile number 2, Spirit, what is it that wants to pull through here for pile number 2 and this person that pile number 2 came here about in regards to how they objectively are and where they're sort of headed here, or where they want to be headed? 7 of Wands in reverse. Yeah, they don't want to fight for the wrong team anymore. I feel this person wants to surrender, and that was the 10 of Wands in reverse. It's too heavy, so therefore I'm going to surrender. But I feel like this person does feel defeated with the 6 of Wands in reverse and this 7 of Wands. It's like, I don't know. I also feel there's like this defeating self behavior, like I'm not good enough in some way to fight. And so I can't even fight for my own validity. I can't fight for my own life in some way, but it's like, but they could get empowered for everyone else or speak some great truth here or have the strength to do this. But when it comes for themselves, it's like, they feel they have no leg to stand on in some way. Page of Coins in reverse. This person is like not someone that we could really even rely on, because they just, who is this? I was going to say it looked like Nicolas Cage, but it's not. I don't know who this is. Movie, but Page of Coins in reverse. It's like their opportunities and their manifestations are all blocked. And they're realizing it's blocked because of my own lack of confidence to put my energy towards fighting towards or on the ground of what I should be fighting for. And so the things that I have been fighting for have been manifesting in my world, which hasn't been good. And the thing that should be good in my world is something that I haven't been fighting for, because I don't feel that I on the proper grounds to even fight for that. So like I'm not confident enough or good enough or have the strength enough or capability to do this. 2 Pentacles in reverse. Yeah, so I didn't even try. Ace of Swords, Brad Pitt, Fight Club. Yeah, like, oh my gosh. And even in Fight Club, I think this is from Fight Club, but even in Fight Club, like, what was the purpose of getting into those underground battles? this energy is, this whole reading is so interesting because it's so overlapped. Like the Fight Club, the night fighting, there was no point or purpose, but you could say, yeah, it was all like, because in the movie, the whole purpose was to feel alive, and to like do this thing, but really like we're tortured for no reason. Like this person has like a death wish of sorts, but it's like to feel pain, like they're a glutton for pain. It's like I want to feel the pain because it makes me feel alive and makes me feel strong, and it's like they're seeking their strength from pain rather than seeking this validation from like being focused with their energy. And so the manifestation of what is good, when I say good, again, what is good, right? Like this is very Fight Club energy. Like what is good is a manifestation that makes this person feel good, not makes them feel like beat up. So they think they got to be beat up in order to win. They got to go through the ringer in order for them to prove their worth. No, you don't got to go through the ringer to prove your worth here, but the Ace of Swords is all about truth and honesty and seeing our authenticity. And so I think this person is being called to see the great truth of who they are, that they are a fighter, that they are capable of going through whatever, but it doesn't mean they have to go through an endless battle for no point, like and no purpose. It's like there's still a truth that this person is needing to embrace to see themselves, Four of Cups in reverse. Yeah, they got to get out of their own way, because right now this person's mentality is about a version of themselves that doesn't see the blessing being offered by the universe to them. And so as long as we're in a mind state where we're not seeing what's being handed to us and the opportunities in front of us, the door is closed and we continue to suffer. And so they're being called, if not, they're going through it at this point, is like seeing the truth of they are the ones that have been in their own way. They are the ones that are needing to surrender here so that they're not sitting in a state of missing out, because this is a missed opportunity. And it could be that this connection with you, okay, or something that they're going through in their world right now has been a missed opportunity. And only through a missed opportunity, which again is this Tower energy, turns our world upside down, where we have to embrace a form of truth. Otherwise, it's not a reality and we continue to spin our wheels. Something has to make us surrender and put down our wands and stop being defensive. And so I feel like there's this, I realize what I missed out on, or I'm not getting the opportunity here. So whatever I have had hasn't been emotionally satisfying for me. And so now I got to stand here in this truth through the pain that I've gone through and face this honest truth and have a new beginning here, So this is it. Pile number 2. I hope this helped you. I love you guys so much, and I will see you at the next one. Bye-bye. Hello, pile number 3, or pick number 3. You guys picked the lime marker with the aerobic kitty cat. These readings are so interesting. Wow, there's lots coming through. So what are we looking at? We're looking at the person on your mind. Could be anyone at all that you came here about. And what's this person's objective nature, like how they are truly, objectively, okay? And then how it is they want to be, or where they're headed towards energetically, okay, with their free will and choice. And so this is meant for those of you guys with great intuition, because sometimes our perception of someone might be not true. It's just our perception. Okay, it's true for us, but it's not how they objectively are. And so this is why when this comes through objectively of how they are, we could be missing the point if we're just seeing them from our own filtered eyes. Okay, so use your intuition to tap into whether this resonates for you or not. And this could provide you with insight around something more objective that you might be missing about this person. And then knowing how it is that they're sort of shifting towards, so that you're consciously aware of, well, what shift might be happening. Okay, so this could certainly be crisscrossed or reversed, meaning this is your own energy. And if that's the case, the person you came here about could be in another pile, but it could be that Spirit wants you to take a listen to this if this is coming from your high self, or just a version of yourself here that maybe you're not even fully aware of. Okay, but however it comes through, just if it doesn't resonate, go somewhere else. If it resonates, then it's your message, and go listen to the disclaimer if you have any questions. All right, so let's take a look. We have the llama. Be unbothered. That's funny. Be unbothered. All right, easier said than done. And we have Chiron, Pluto. I think Chiron came out for every single pile. And so Chiron is the wounded healer. Okay, this is about only through adversity and challenge and pain and suffering do we then find our way out so that we're able to use this experience to heal others. You know, and Pluto's the shadowy planet of darkness. You know, it's the subconscious. And so there's like healing the subconscious, like deep healing here in the darkness. So at 58, we will read from the books that are going to be read here as I lay these out, because it gives me insight that I might miss otherwise when I do the channeling. Okay, so you could skip ahead if you want, but this is really intended for you guys to tap into your own intuition. So we have Chiron, Pluto, and it says conjunct sextile trine. Primitive, you justify victimizing others out of a sense of invincible power. Oh my goodness, this bee unbothered. Invincible. And the bumblebee wants attention. Let's put the bumblebee right here. Okay, so adaptive. You use your position and power to create healing for wounded others. Evolving. You are a leader in transforming trauma, both personally and collectively. Okay, and then here, in conjunct opposition square. Primitive. You use pain as a reason to explode at others. Adaptive. You are fearless in probing the origins of your trauma. Evolving. You have powerful methods for helping yourself and others heal from past wounding. So really, it's like an ascended version of someone who's, you know, transmuting through their pain and all the stages here. So let's see. We have Quicksilver. Number 24, or the number 6. 6 is the Lover's energy, Gemini. Okay, Lovers is about a choice or some destined path. With the Quicksilver, this is potentially the adaptability of something, to not have form. You know, it's like shapeless in some way here, adaptable, but I'm getting Mercury energy from this, which is Virgo and more Gemini. So Gemini is really coming through. This person might like to talk a lot or use words in some way here, maybe to get what they want or to do something. Synchronicity. 63, or the number 9. So we see all the Ouroboros snakes or serpents, which is, well, the Ouroboros is the cycle of life, but it's like we shed in order to be reborn. This is all to do with healing. You know, we shed the old version, the snake, and then the snake represents wisdom. So it's wisdom, intelligence. Through experience, we have wisdom, you know, not necessarily of the mind, of the intellect, but wisdom through experience and intelligence. Synchronicities, you know, that's giving me the Lovers again, because synchronicities is when we get signs, symbols, and dream states, and synchronicities that are guiding us towards our destined purpose. Yes, okay, Martyr. Light attributes. Learning the transcendent nature of service to oneself for a cause. Learning the transcendent nature of service to oneself for a cause. That's interesting. I don't think I've ever really understood what that meant. Shadow attributes. Addiction to self-pity. And is wearing a green shirt, which is all about the heart consciousness here, because green is the heart chakra. And then we see the black, which is giving me this Pluto energy. Starkness, the shadow self. And then we know Martyr, obviously, someone who, like, you know, sacrifices their own self for like some religious belief or some greater cause of something here, spirituality. Prostitute. Oh my goodness. So don't take these words literal, okay, folks? Because last thing I want to see people taking this literal. So prostitute, light attributes, accentuates the challenge of surviving without negotiating the power of your spirit. Shadow attribute places material considerations and security above self-empowerment. So it's like selling our soul. Jean Cousteau, I don't know if I'm saying his name right, but it says the story only seems one-sided. Oh my goodness. There's no such thing as a happy ending. Find your future in the past. Let's read this, you guys. Jean Cousteau. Is that how we say it? Don't laugh at me, people. There's Jean Cousteau. It says, avant-garde playwright, poet, and director Jean Cousteau loitered with the creative elites of the 20th century Paris, earning a reputation of being fabulous company. He collaborated with composers and artists and self-medicated with opium as needed. Throughout his life, Cousteau now I got giggles, was haunted by his father's suicide in 1898. Themes on a sad childhood appear in works such as his novel Les Enfants Terribles, Les Enfants Terribles, about two troubled siblings. His play, La Voix Humaine, the human voice, involves one woman speaking by phone to her soon-to-be ex, who is never heard. Interesting. Along with Picasso, loneliness and miscommunication were also Cousteau's lifelong friends. Oh, that's sad. That gave me some sadness there. I'm so sorry. I got to read it again. You guys can skip ahead just because I need to feel it again. So, avant-garde playwright, poet, and director Jean Cousteau loitered with the creative elites of early 20th century Paris, earning a reputation of being fabulous company. He collaborated with the composers and artists and self-medicated with opium as needed. Throughout his life, Cousteau was haunted by his father's suicide. In 1898, themes on a sad childhood appear in works such as his novel Les Enfants Terribles, about two troubled siblings. His play La Voix Humaine, the human voice, involves one woman speaking by phone to her soon-to-be ex, who is never heard. Along with Picasso's loneliness and miscommunication are also Cousteau's lifelong friends. Oh, along with Picasso. Okay, so he's friends with Picasso. Okay, that's so interesting. Oh my goodness. I got lost in his world. Lost in his world. Okay, time for a nap. 24, or the number 6, lovers coming through again. So we have 66 coming through twice. And guess what 66 is? So 66 is a master number that says service is a source of joy in which one pours from an overflowing cup and not from martyrdom. And we see the fox. The fox could be talking about, like deception. And same with moon, could be talking about deception, but it could be because the moon is very intelligent, or the moon, oh my goodness, the fox is very intelligent and sly. So think on its feet. Okay, but here is time for a nap. So could be, asleep in some way here, like deceiving ourselves to be asleep or convince ourselves in some way. Star energy is Aquarius with all these stars. Moon is Cancer, Pisces. Time for a nap. I'm getting 7 swords with this fox. Fox could talk about career as well, which could be very much, because sometimes career could be the job, which is Pentacles, which we were really feeling here. Okay, Penguin. What I'm really getting from this penguin, despite whatever the book is saying, this penguin is giving me, one, penguins don't fly, even though they're birds, so it's like not reaching our full potential. But the suit, and so the suit is like fitting conformity in some way. And it's also black-white, which is giving me shadow self and the light self. But it's really the suit, like the suit we wear, the mask we wear, the self we put on. Sad. The sword. So we have 62, or the number 8. And so this is sometimes we have to speak a great truth here, despite what pains might occur. We can't avoid the truth. We have to accept and embrace the truth. And so the choice is ours. Sometimes we've got to cut off a part of ourselves that's unhealthy in order to salvage the part that is healthy. And here we have the box. Yeah, that's the black and white fitting into some form of structure. So here we have number 44. 44 is also a master number. Oh my goodness. And 44 means integrity as a foundation. Integrity as a foundation. Treating the earth as home and a temple. Manifestation and leadership. And we're feeling leadership from this career thing. And this guy's wearing a suit. Oh my God, this is coming all together. Okay, let me sit with this energy. Sorry guys, I'm jumping all over the place. You can play this on slow. I'm going to channel this in a little bit, okay? Okay, beautiful people. Oh my goodness, this person, my heart breaks. and it breaks because I feel this person feels they have this might come through very fast. I don't know why I'm talking really fast. It might be that this person has a way of words, okay, or that they're like in some sort of dream state right now and they feel like this is their only way. And the way they feel this is their only way is because they're not seeing a way out of their world. The world that they're living is they're fitting someone else's mold. And so they're putting on this suit. And so I feel a lot of these people could be business people, but it's like I wear this suit of who I need to be because that's what's expected of me. And then I fit the mold of every situation that I'm in. And so this person is like constantly like shape shifting in some way here. So they could speak the speak or talk the talk. And it's like they're only doing this in order to upkeep this thing and keep it alive because they feel they have more power in their world than they actually do, that they're actually hoisting something up. So if they have a business, it's like, I'm hoisting it up. Like my power here is keeping this afloat, but they're selling their soul, and they're selling their soul because there's something deeper and greater, which is their authentic spiritual self that I think is sleeping. There's a spiritual narcolepsy here, and there's fooling self, and they're fooling themselves by this appearance and this act of how they are in this world, and it's a lonely place to be. And so I feel like this person doesn't have really any true friends that understand them. And the only friends that are there are like only see this one version of them, which they put out. So I don't really blame. I'm talking fast. I'm going to try to slow down, but it's coming through as a big channel this fast. So maybe it's supposed to be fast. Whoever's here probably understands this person because they speak fast. Or maybe this person is just really quick with, whatever, however thoughts are coming through to them. But I feel like this person has people in their world that they're upkeeping some outside version of themselves so that the other people could see them in some way. And so I don't blame that they don't have any true friends. That it's like, oh, no one understands you. It's like, yeah, no one understands you because one, you're living a lie of who you truly are. And so they don't let a lot of people in to see the true version of who they are, because this person might have not have even understood or realized who their true version is because they've been shape-shifting, trying to fit other people's worlds. And so I feel like this person is bothered by the world, but it's like they're so bothered that it's like without them fitting into that world, without them fitting the mold, without them being how they are, it's like, ooh, then what? Then I'd have no friends, then I'd have no job, then I'd have no world. And so I got to be like this in order to be successful and fit in or keep myself afloat. There's no other way. There's no other way for me to keep myself afloat than to fit into this thing. It's like, really? Or did you ever think of cutting off that world and creating a newest version of you? But I think this person feels very stuck and they don't know how to let out this light of theirs, which is their truest authentic self, is being very confined by the structure and conformity of their world. And it's stifling this person. So we all have this Christ consciousness, which is this beautiful light, authentic version. Okay. And so depending on all of the different layers that are kind of put on top of it, the light starts to get very stifled because it gets compounded in all these different ways of being in attachments. I feel like this person has a lot of attachments, a lot of attachments to how they need to be and who they need to be and what they need to upkeep. And it's so exhausting and tiring. And so I feel like this person has to do a lot of their healing, like a lot of their healing in order for them to be able to experience what it is to break out of this sort of program so that they can become a natural healer to the collective, but they have to see the light and they have to climb out of the shadows here. And so I feel like this person is headed towards a rebirth, which is shedding the old version of themselves, the self that was living in an old world, and then the new version, which is the new world. And so there's this point in time where this person is sort of headed to where everything's a concern, where they sell their soul for material possessions or this world to upkeep the peace in their world, to this unbothered self that sheds the skin and is no longer concerned with the matrix, is no longer concerned with who thinks what of them, because the loneliness becomes too strong. And so I feel like this person, how you'll know, they're also probably very well dressed. I do feel like this person probably says things they don't really even mean in order to get certain outcomes or to have certain outcomes too. And I think their aversion or their attachment to who they think they are is more grandiose than who they actually are. Like when we're humble, we know that we ourselves are really nothing, without a divine being and spirit here. And so it's only the divine that channels through us. It's not of our own doing that we're being heroic or anything. But I feel like this person has this, I am doing this great thing, and it's like, are you really? And because I feel like, no, like they're doing a choice here to do whatever they're doing. But I think it's in order to attain something for themselves here that I feel is at the expense of their soul. And so it's almost like the epitome of what the devil would be, you know, in some way, because it's like I sell what's truest for myself in order to get the jewels, whatever the jewel is, you know, the accolades, the home, the job, the family, or the thing here that isn't even truly fulfilling a thing anyway. So we're constantly on this wheel of trying to prove and keep and maintain. And so that's a lonely place to be. And so I feel like this person is still on ground in their world, meaning they haven't reached their full potential. They're probably with all like-minded people, all, you know, if they're in the corporate world, it's like everyone wearing suits, everyone saying, good morning, Jim. Good morning, Tom. How was your day? I played golf. Like that sort of a thing where it's like nobody's talking about the real things going on in the world. And so they're kind of in this like sleepy state. And so this sleepy state is just a deception. You know, it's a deception because if we wake up from that sleepy state, we have to accept some form of truth here. And the truth is I've been asleep for X amount of years. And so I feel like this person is, like I said, in a spiritual necrolepsy. Can't speak. You know what I mean? They're asleep. They're asleep spiritually, this person, okay? And they're asleep in the matrix. And so I feel like this person has to still get to look at this gem in the center here, okay? And so this was with the potential of the penguin flying, because birds fly except for penguins, and it's like this state of the center, which is the truest state, is their purest self that has to be realized, the gem of who they are. And they're one of a kind, just as we all are one of a kind. And so our contribution here, okay, is this tapping into that version of ourselves that we truly are, so that we can contribute to the collective. So this is what this person is, true potential. Okay, but I feel like it's not that this person is actively, I think, trying to get there, because the purpose of this reading was, you know, how does this person wish to be in some way? It's like this person's truest form wishes to come out, and it's feeling trapped. This person's truest form can only come out once the false self sheds. And so once this person sheds this false self, which is going to have to happen at some point in time when they are awoken, then it's time for this person to reach their full potential of who they can actually be, which is someone who's unbothered by every system in the world, because it has nothing to do with their true essence of who they are. Okay, but they have to accept cutting off aversion or speaking their truth, you know, risk being hated by everyone and everything in order to speak a great truth. And so this takes a lot of courage, because not many people don't want to speak a truth. Many people don't want to live in authenticity. One, because of their material world, and two, because then it won't be approved and accepted. And so right now I do this adaptive way of being so that I am fitting into every mold and everyone else's idea of what is acceptable of me. So yeah, they're sacrificing their own light, authentic being, by suppressing it. Spiritual narcolepsy, like I say, until there's time for them to embrace the truth, which would require hurting people with the truth. You know, we're not really hurting people, but they don't want to hear the truth. And so if they don't want to hear the truth, we sort of tiptoe around their truth. And it's like, no, if my truth hurts you, then that's on you. You know, I'm not going around calling people names, but it's like, if being myself is hurtful to anyone, that's on you. That's a shadow that someone else needs to heal. Then you shouldn't be triggered by someone else's truest form. In fact, someone's true form, it inspires other people to be in their true form. So what this person's pure state is once they come into their true form, then they are awakening the collective consciousness here. But I feel this person is too concerned with their world right now, you know? So let's see, what am I missing here, spirits, for pile number 3? Pile number 3 is person on their mind, person they came here about. And what is their true objective way of being versus where they're headed in regards to their potential or who they could be. If they wanted to be anything at all, who they would be. A spirit, clear and concise message. Please shed some light for pile number 3's person. more information, some more clarity, and please help me to channel this, and please protect me and the viewer as I channel this message for the greatest and highest good of pile number 3. Thank you so much, pile 3, for allowing me to channel this energy. And let's see. 8 once. Don't read bottom of the deck reverse. And under that, 2 swords. Okie dokie. 4 cups in reverse. Page of Wands, and we have Will Smith in Men in Black. Interesting, because remember I talked about the penguin? And I was seeing the black and the white with the penguin and the suit. I'll get more suits. The suit. Metaphor, like I said, the suit we put on, you know, this is like the professional that we are out there, or being seen as a professional in some way here with the suit. And it could be someone very corporate here. Okay, the Chariot's in reverse. And look, it's, what's his name from, well, you know, it's not coming to me. The Warrior. I know it's not William Wallace. I was going to say William Wallace from, anyway, you know who this is. Cancer energy. Okay, Chariot in reverse. And the Queen of Wands. I have no idea who this is. Is this from the... Oh my goodness, why am I using this deck? I'm getting blanks on this energy. She's from the... You know who this is. Queen of Wands. 4 of Wands in reverse. Oh my goodness. It's the Hunger Games back. Sorry. Okay. Queen of Wands, 4 of Wands in reverse. Marcus Aurelius? What's his name? 10 of Swords in reverse, and the Moon with David Bowie. Okie dokie. Cancer. So we have Cancer coming through very strong, some Pisces, and then some Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Let me see what this is telling us. On the King of Cups under that. Wow, okay, so King of Cups is Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. So we have very heavy Cancer coming up, but I feel this person is suppressing their own emotions here with this in reverse. So let's see. Okay, this person is in heavy sleep mode. And when I say sleep, it doesn't mean they're sleeping, okay? They're really, really stuck in a world of social construct, living the role. And it could be in the corporate world, but it's like we could still be in the corporate world and be awakened in some way, you know, but that's still half asleep. Because it means we still believe that we have to be a part of the corporate world, or still have to believe we're in a system in order to create something, and we do not. So as long as we have one toe in the corporate world or one toe in something, and we're saying, no, I know the matrix exists. It's like, well, do you? But why is your toe in there? Because if you really believed it, you'd be completely out. And so I feel like this person is like in this go state. And then the go state, which is unconsciously acting in order to upkeep a version of themselves, wearing this suit, pretending to be something they're not. They're missing a bunch of opportunity. Okay, and the opportunity here is what the universe is putting in front of this person. And only opportunity that is fulfilling in the emotional realm is when we know we're in line with something that's meant for us. And so as long as we are suppressing what feels good emotionally to us by not going in that path, then we are not moving or winning with the universe, and we're just doing circles or still asleep and staying in the dream state. And so we can't progress in our world. We can't create or become anything more. We are not a warrior or victorious in any way. We're stuck turning our wheels in the nightmare that we call this world, asleep, doing the hamster wheel. And this is where this person's at. And so this person needs to integrate the shadow parts of self here, the parts of self that has been traumatized or has been conditioned and has been programmed, so that they're able to ride forward and move forward, but not in this sleepy state here, but actually be successful in a balanced way. But this Hunger Games is really giving me, like, there is a lot of fear in going against or outside of the community that they have. Okay. And I feel like this person does see themselves as someone here who is Like when we're really attached to an identity, it's very difficult for us to want to part with that. And I think they have a healthy image or version of who they think they are. I'm successful, I am this, and I'm all these wonderful things. And so they attach to that. But meanwhile, they're none of these things, really, because all of these things are just an illusion. All of these things are just a figment of our imagination, who we tell ourselves we've been because we've been this way for the most of our lives. And so we have this image to upkeep. Meanwhile, the yesterdays don't exist. None of that exists. All that exists is the right here, right now. So if we're emotionally unhappy and cut off from our emotions, doesn't matter our story that we tell ourselves, because we don't die with that story. And it's a very lonely place to be. And so no one understands me. And so what happens if all of a sudden I'm drop shipped somewhere else and like all of my past goes away with it? It's like, what leg do I have to stand on? Nothing, because I'm not emotionally happy. So I got to find the emotional happiness in my true authenticity. And so I feel like this person, one, is not in balance and can't create their true community of people here. And I feel like they're needing to really turn their community upside down, because it's not based and rooted in anything stable. It's rooted and based on illusions and figments of attachments. And so they are having to close this out, however long it takes here, which I think will ask, because I feel like the fear is driving and the deception to self. The filtration that this person is wearing is creating an understanding of what they see themselves and their situation as, but it's like a veil. And the veil can look any way, because if my veil is telling myself that I'm all these things based on the things I've succeeded in the past, then I believe it, but it's still a veil. If I tell myself I'm a big loser and nothing's good, then I'm that as well. So both are illusions. None's good and none's bad. It's like, but it's all an illusion. That's the point. Whether I succeeded or didn't, whether I was a businessman or didn't, whether I had 10 cars or one car or no car, like whatever I tell myself is the truth of how I feel. And so this is what this person is coming to realize, is like, there's just fear in detaching from the story I tell myself. There's just fear in letting go of the community that I've built or the community I'm a part of. There's fear in letting go and putting an end to that, because then I'd have to accept the fact that I am just like everyone else, or that all of this stuff really didn't matter in the first place. And so the only thing that really matters is coming to this truest point of what feeds my soul with the cups, like my emotions, my soul, my spirit, because I need to be moved by spirit in a balanced, healthy way after I realize what the shadow parts are here. But I can't be moved just by the sake of moving. And so I feel like this person could seem very passionate, like they're going places. It's like, where are they going, really? They're just going, chasing egoic desires. That's where they're going. So where are they really going? Like nowhere, really. Knight of Cups. Yeah, they're suppressing their cups. And so the universe is saying, here's an opportunity, and it could be this connection with you, but it's like the universe wants to give this person an opportunity to connect to their heart space. And so it would require all of this sort of thing. And it's like, I'd rather just suppress what I want. I'd rather hang on to the world that I understand, even though it's at a cost. At a cost of my happiness, at a cost of trading my spirituality, at a cost of not connecting, at a cost of being lonely, at a cost of wearing the suit and going on the hamster wheel and exhausting myself and being out of balance here, because I'm choosing the material world, which is just absolutely dry, exhausting, but we're all on our journey. And so what's right or wrong? It's not that this is wrong. It's just, this is where this person is at. And so the freedom really comes from seeing like, okay, an active conscious choice. Do I want to stay in the corporate world? But I can consciously see this because it makes me happy. Okay, great. But if we're asleep and we don't even see it because we're sort of been conditioned to be programmed like this, then we're not really a conscious free will. And so that's the point, or the problem, I guess, if you will. And it becomes this Hunger Games, like man eat man or whatever, dog eat dog, like survival of the fittest. Like that's exactly what this world is, survival of the fittest. I don't even know if this is Hunger Games, but it looks like Hunger Games to me. Okay, survival of the fittest, survival of the fittest. And this person's like, I'm a warrior because I have more cars, or I have more things, suits, or I'm more up the social ladder, or I'm more in control. I'm more cool guy here. Really? Like, I don't know, like this is the energy I'm getting here. So I feel like we need to see some more. I'm really tired here. I was talking so fast. Spirits. Pile number 3. What did I miss? Did I miss anything at all? What does pile 3 need to know about the person they came here about? What am I missing in regards to where this person is headed then? Like, oh, they're, if it were up to them right now, because they're asleep, this is why it's coming through this way. They're going to continuously stay on the hamster wheel because it's never enough. I never have enough homes, bigger homes. I never have enough money for my family. I never have enough cars. I never have enough up the corporate ladder. It's never enough. So I'm going to constantly be in there, but that's the sleep. So I got to wake up from this sleepy state, you know, but it's really my fear that drives me. The fear of speaking a truth, that this really doesn't make me happy and I feel lonely. If they were silent enough, if they sat with silence, they would be buzzing with this energy of knowing that something's not right here. So Spirit, clear and concise message for pile number 3 in regards to this person that they came here about. What am I missing? Or is this person sort of headed then in their fullest potential? What are we missing here? Any questions pile 3 still has about this person? 4 cups in the exact same spots, but now it's in the upright. So like I say, it's the person that's seeing what doesn't work, you know, complaining about the thing that happened. 9 cups, emotional happiness. It's all about self, fulfilling self, not about being martyr, upkeeping someone else's version. This is all about what makes me emotionally happy, spiritually, creatively, you know, like in my soul. Look at all these fucking cups, you guys. 3 cups, strength in reverse. The soul tribe of people who speak to my emotions, because here I'm not. This is John Couteau. You know, this is like a group of friends, a network of people, my soul tribe that I could come together and fit and belong, and like it speaks to my emotions and my heart. And it's like I'm being held back by this thing, the strength in reverse, and it's a little bit cowardly because, and who is that? Jodie Foster in Predator. This is in reverse. Is it Jodie Foster? No, my goodness, no, Linda. What's her name? I am so bad at this for whatever fucking reason. I have no idea what's her name from Predator. You guys are gonna be like, Linda, you suck. What's her name? Anyway, I don't want to get the book. Let's see. 4 of Cups, Spirit. 3 of Wands. What is this 9 Cups about here, Spirit? 9 Cups, 9 Swords. Yeah, I'm too scared to get what I want here. 8 of Cups. So I'll stay exactly where I'm at. 10 Cups. Look at all these cups. 4 Wands. What is this saying? Oh my goodness. Oh my tiddly tie. Cups, 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 cups. Soul tribe, my community. My soul tribe and my community has to be one that speaks to my emotions. But I am in a state right now of this 4 Cups energy. Okay. And it's a world that I've created here. And so I might not see how to get to making myself happy because my anxiety gets in the way. Because I might be conditioned or programmed to believe that in order for me to be emotionally happy, it comes with a whole set of things that have to happen. And so that scares the living shit out of me. So I might as well stay put. Okay, this is cowardly energy because I'm not stepping into the strength and the courage to say, I'm going to face whatever I need to face to be in line with truth. And the truth is, what makes me happy? What community makes me happy? What people makes me happy? What speaks to my soul? What do I emotionally feel connected to? This is what's going to allow me to move forward. And so I feel like Spirit is really saying that this person, depending where they're at on their journey here, they are coming out of a state of sleepiness here, boredom or whatever. This is very not good energy. Okay, we miss out on opportunity. And so if you had an opportunity here to engage with this person, or they had something come in front of them that was spiritually speaking to them or trying to wake them up in some way, and they chose wrong, or they sat there and did nothing, it's now the anxiety of sitting here thinking like, shit, like I have to acknowledge my own role in this thing. I have to face what it is that I've been resisting or not going towards because my anxiety has been driving this agenda. This is the only way I can move towards being emotionally fully happy here. And this is all about community because it's like family, what I build with my people. This is about community coming together. This is like family, marriage. Okay. And this is like my network of people. And so it's like, I got to surround myself with my soul tribe, my family, my peoples. Okay. But the only thing getting in the way is this spiritual narcolepsy, the lie to self. And I lied to myself because I have massive anxiety and beliefs, misconceptions of what that means to me. And it means me having to leave something already, my world, my people that I'm already attached to, or the version of myself that I say. And so here I sit unhappy. I'm really unhappy here emotionally. Doesn't fulfill me, but only I can make this change. And so with the strength in reverse, this is also like an ego death, because the ego needs to be disintegrated here in order for us to see what's behind the egoic self, because that's when we can start making true decisions. We don't act in fear, and only the ego would act in fear, because what would they say? How would I look? What would happen? That's all ego, ego, ego. None of those questions matter. Be unbothered, because the true self is unbothered. The truth is unbothered, because the truth doesn't need to be propped up. The truth doesn't need to be, we don't need to be a martyr. We don't need to upkeep a version of the truth. The truth stands on its own. And so when we're living in authenticity, it's like the truth is just there. I don't have to exhaust myself upkeeping truth. I only exhaust myself upkeeping a form of the truth that I think needs to be upkept. But that's not true. That's an illusion. That's just a deception. Is this person breaking out of this spirit? What's going to happen with this person? Are they waking up? Are they waking out of the matrix? Looks like this person's waking out of the matrix. And only through the heart space do they wake up out of the shadow. Is this person waking up? Pile number 3's person. What's going on here? Are they waking up? Eight of Cups in reverse. So it's continuing where we left off. I'm stuck in an emotionally happy situation. Okay, so first I got to be very unhappy. We got to be in a state of suffering. Yes, agreed. Unless we're suffering, there's no need to make change. So here I sit, suffering, emotionally unsatisfied. And what drives me? Perhaps harmony. A relationship that would be harmonious. A friendship, a partnership, a world that brings me balance, that reflects back to me my truest value in the Cups realm. It doesn't feed me with more cars. It doesn't feed me with more material things, but it actually feeds me. And look, I got to know myself. Who is this? Meryl Streep. Yay, I got one right. I don't know what movie this is. So, yes, this person's going to go through a process. They have to get to know themselves before they even know what makes them happy and what's being mirrored back to them. And it could be that this connection, if you're in a connection with this person, has mirrored back to them something that they have to take a look at within themselves so that they know when they're being reflected their truest self, that they recognize it. Because if we're not recognizing our truest self, we don't see it. But there's a resonance, we feel it. And so this could be this person sensed something within your heart space that can't be denied. But it's like if we're in the penguin suit or upkeeping some version of ourselves, we don't know ourselves. We have to go and do the hermit's journey. And the hermit's journey is about abandoning everything that's not us. Because the hermit goes, quits its job, its life, its career, its community, and goes and lives in the mountains. That's the hermit's journey. And he goes there and he reflects, until he comes back a complete different person. That's the hermit's journey. It's like none of this even mattered. Who am I? Who am I? 9 Wands. So this person is a warrior. This is a spiritual warrior. I don't feel this person has given up, but I do feel like this person might be defensive right now, hiding behind a wall. And the Page of Wands. So they have to, because they were coming as this Will Smith and this, Men in Black. It's like they've been living in the penguin suit for so long. They have to shed this ego self and they have to do it themselves in some way. And so I feel like they're defensive right now about parting with the version of themselves. But this will block them from moving towards their passion, from moving towards what is actually emotionally fulfilling for them, you know? And so here they sit in this defensive energy. So this might take some time for the wake up. And I feel for all of you guys, it could take as long as it takes, but I do feel there's something reflected back to this person that emotionally is waking them up, but they still haven't done this exploration of self. And so the longer they're sitting here and suffering, the more likely this person is to finally say, you know what, I don't want to be in this defensive energy. I want to fight for my freedom, really fight for my freedom, so I can move towards what it is that I want and shed the suit, the coat, the version of me that's not me. 3 cups. Yeah. So if you're in a separation with this person, this is talking about a reconciliation. Some of you guys might even be in a third party and this person's with a complete different family, you know? So it's like I'm upkeeping a different community of people here, pretending it's part of my world, you know, because it used to be me or I thought it was me. And so this is reconciliation, but this is like coming together with their soul tribe. Okay, so I think this person will come into contact with their soul tribe and through a process, okay, because the hermit's journey takes time, takes months. So this might be indicating there's going to be months here, okay, but the process is needing to sort of happen here, where they go from wherever they're at, the suffering state, the state of being unhappy, to being reflected a truth of who they are, or what world can bring a value to them in a balanced way that feeds their soul and their heart and their emotions, so that they can go and reflect upon what they truly want when it comes to their future soul family and things that support them, you know, without being defensive and without giving up on themselves. So this is your reading, pile number 3. These are very interesting readings. Sorry, I got all my actors and movies all screwed up, but that's what you get. You get me. I love you, and I will see you at the next one. All right, bye-bye.